I'm trying this. This is an experiment. The first 3 classes have copied no problem. So the first 3 classes have copied no problem. So the first thing we're talking about is the iRoller. And like I said, these are little sticky things that I actually have 2 of them off Amazon. Now, here's the thing to understand. If you were to buy these in a store, they would cost $30 because of the placement cost to put them in the store and everything like that. If you buy these directly from Amazon, they're about $6 each. Now, I welcome you if you have a glass screen protector on your iPhone or no screen protector on your iPhone. I welcome you to give these a try. If you have a plastic screen protector on your iPhone, please don't use these. Because guess what happens to your plastic?
It takes it off.
It takes it off. So we don't want to use those with the plastic. But I want to show you a couple gadgets before we get out and we get moving. I'll pass these around so you can see what's going on. Now that's called the iRoller. But before the iRoller, there's this ridiculous jacket I'm wearing. It's called the Scotty vest. If you have one. I had a guy who had one last cruise. He was sitting right here. 2 of my cell phones disappeared.
No way.
Yeah. 2 of my cell phones disappeared because he put it in his pocket and he forgot he put his phone in his pocket, so he put my phone in his pocket, put another phone in his pocket. I traced him around the ship. It was actually really cool. I saw my phones moving around the ship until I got back to his cabin. Then he unpacked his pockets, realized he had phones that weren't his, and brought them back to guest relations. But it's really quite cool. So this is called a Scotty vest. I just want to go through some of these gadgets now, and I'll give you an idea. So this is called a Scotty vest right here, and it has about 50 pockets in it. So you got a huge number of pockets. I have a pocket for 2 different phones. Phone pockets I can actually look through right here. They make ladies' ones too that are not as ridiculous. But you can put 2 phones in here. I've now stolen her phone. And I've got a giant pocket here. How many of you have an iPad? Probably have an iPad. If you have an iPad, this will fit an iPad. This will fit a laptop. It's an additional piece of carry-on luggage. And you essentially have a screen cleaning cloth inside too that's tethered so you don't lose it. And my other one, not this model, but my other one actually has a map on the actual camera. A map on the actual jacket. Now, we talked about flash. We talked about a flash in Celebrity Central. If you remember, we talked about not using the flash and use the flash. I want you to do something strange. I want you to actually turn on the flash on your camera. So follow along with this. You're going to turn on the flash on your camera. This is going to seem very weird, and you're going to get a very weird picture out of this, but I want to show you something. So if you got your device, go ahead and turn on the flash on the camera. And you're going to turn it around and you're going to take a picture of yourself. I almost want you to blind yourself.
Turn the flash on.
Turn it on and just take a picture of yourself. You're going to go photo blind for a second. Make sure you have the flash on. Just press the button once. Did it flash? So right up here,
I did turn it on.
we'll see the little flash guy right there. I'm going to pass this back. I don't need this specific phone anymore. Not a selfie. I want you to use the back camera to take a picture of yourself.
How do you do that?
Just look at it, and you can press the volume button once.
No, he
There's,
said not.
I don't want it to be a good picture. Don't worry. Oh. So if you turn it around, press the volume button. I want you to just see the flash. That's all I want you to see. I want you to personally see what the flash does.
You just hit
I
that.
can't get my flash to go.
Here's a question for you.
You gotta hit the I button, it's the on button.
Here's my question for you.
This again.
What color was your flash?
Yellow.
Yellow.
Yellow?
Bright, well, bright. I mean,
Bright yellow?
yellow.
White?
Why?
Did anybody see a bit of a purple flash there too?
So we still see yellow.
Here, yeah, you can still see yellow. Here's the important thing.
Still can't get it.
So in all of your iPhones that you have, because we all have at least an iPhone 5S, I believe, correct? We all have at least a 5S. There are actually 3 different flashes inside of the phone. So some of you saw white, some of you saw yellow, some of you might have seen a little bit of a pink color. Pink wouldn't really happen here, but here's what's cool. It's called a true tone flash. You notice that when you take a picture with a flash, it doesn't flash once, it flashes twice. Because the first time it's measuring what's going on, and then the second time it's actually shooting off in a proportion these 3 colored flashes. And here's what you don't notice is what it's actually doing. So a standard flash, I'm not going to blind everyone, I'll turn it to 1. A standard flash, it's just a neutral color. You see that doesn't really change any color of anything. But as you put in different colors, you're seeing green. So this color makes things cooler. It makes the environment a little bit cooler. This color makes things warmer.
Does the color around the little flash icon?
No, it's not the color. If you look at the back, don't flash yourself. If you look at the back and you look at the flash, you'll actually see these 3 different colors in your flash. You have to look very closely, but you'll see all 3 of those colors in the flash. And it's essentially when you flash, it's deciding on its own. Did you see that? He just flashed himself. That's a little weird when you flash yourself. But you just flash himself, and you have a proportion of each color that's showing up there. So when you look at it,
Oh, well.
oh well. So you actually have a proportion of each and every color that's showing up right on the screen. So understand, when you take a flash, it's not just one color. It's actually metricing what's going on, and it's figuring out your color based on the color of the flash. I want to go through, I want to show you the gadgets, then we're going to go out and we're going to do it. How many of you still have a normal camera, though?
Oh, I still have
You
it.
still have a normal camera.
I haven't taken it out.
You haven't taken it out in years. This is my bag of wires.
Alright.
Yeah, you probably all have one of these at home.
Yeah, we have more.
They're all over.
No, we
You
have
have them all
more
over.
wires than that.
In a box.
I've conveniently put them in a bag for us.
You dropped 4.
You could
I
put
know
them in
I
your
dropped
vest.
4. I could put them in my vest. You are correct in that assumption. But you see this one right here. This is one of the most useful gadgets you can get. It's called the iPhone and iPad Camera Connection Kit.
And I liked it when I ordered one.
This is what's cool. Now, here's the thing. How many of you have one of these already?
I think I do.
If you have one, though, you might have the old one.
Yeah.
There is a new one of these. Now, here's the difference between the old one and the new one. Major difference. If you have the old one's a little bit smaller, and it only works with iPads. This one, what they did is they made the new one, it's about this much bigger, but the thing that made it work with iPads, they built into the adapter. So it'll work with iPhones as well now too. So you can just plug that in and you can take the pictures right off your SD card. Now, the way a lot of people do it is you transfer to the computer, and then you transfer to the phone, and it's a bit of a pain in the butt. But you can go in and you can transfer them all directly on this guy right here.
So from that to the phone to,
From that to the phone to the cloud. So if I were to, I don't have any pictures on this because I don't use a normal camera card. But I can go in, I don't have any pictures. It's like, I don't, this is an empty SD card. It's just what I use for this camera here, but I can take this and I can do this with a wire. That's called the camera connection kit. I want to look through.
Why can't you just upload them from your computer?
If you're out and about and you don't have your computer, if I wanted you to take a picture of me right now and upload it to Facebook, this essentially makes it a computer. Now, to give you an idea going forward, what we're going to be talking about, this is where it takes it a little bit further. You've got this, and you plug this in with a wire to your device. We're going to explore something a little bit later in the class, in the last 2 classes, is this guy right here. This is a flash drive that works with your iPhone or your iPad, which is what's really cool. So it works wirelessly with your iPhone or your iPad, which is what's really, really cool. So we're going to take a look at that a bit later on to give you an idea. But this is just an in. This is a one-way from your SD card to your iPhone to your iPad.
Can you load data on that?
This is just for pictures. That's all this one's for.
No data.
This is for data. This is for data.
That one's wireless.
This one's wireless. The problem is with a wireless, if you're trying to transfer, like this video I'm taking right now, by the time we finish this class, this video is going to be about 5 gigs. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to transfer this to my computer with a hard wire, and then I'm going to make it smaller, and then I'm going to upload it to YouTube, and then I'm going to make it a private link so you can take a look. When you're dealing with huge quantities of data, a wire is still the best way to go. So yes, I love the wireless, and we're going to get into that a bit later on in the cruise, but just to give you an idea, a wire is still the best way to go. Now you saw how the camera was kind of inside the little thing suspended. I want to show you what that actually is. So I showed this the other day, but I want to explain to you what it is. It's called a gyroscope. And this is how they shoot. What he has is a $300 version of a $50 gadget. Now your thing is awesome. I want one. I've already ordered one. It's coming in. It's coming next cruise because I've never gotten to play with it before. But essentially, all it is this is a mechanical version of that. So you can take your phone. Let me see if I have a phone. I can take my phone. We've already phoned for 2 seconds. I can take the phone. I can put it right on here. Remember, where does the camera go?
Top.
Horizontally and at the top. This one might be a little. No, here we go. So I can take the phone, and I actually have a very smooth shot. Right there. That's a lot smoother than you can hold it with your hand normally. Now the name of this is called the Stable Cam. Now, I'm not knocking it. I love that toy, but not everybody needs a toy like that. But this is something really useful.
Get your kids to buy it for you.
Get your kids to buy it for you. His son got it for him.
How
But I
much
can-
is it?
This stable cam,
Yeah,
it's like $45.
okay.
Oh, yeah.
And
His
what's the-
toy,
Yeah, how about the other one?
Can I see your
his
toy?
toy's about $350. Here, let me see your toy. Let me show him your toy. While we're looking at his toy, do you have your phone on you? Because you have the app on your phone. If you all go to your phones, and you can go to your Wi-Fi settings, I want to let you know something. While we're here in the class, to download apps, and I don't care if you use this to check your email or whatever, I don't advertise this too far because I don't want people signing up just to get some free internet. You will have access to our iLounge network. So while we're doing the classes, so we can check things, so you can download the apps that are going on. If you go to your Wi-Fi settings, you'll see a network called iLounge. You see that there?
Yes.
If you click on that, while I'm getting this ready, you have your phone, you got the app up? I want to show people how this works. Yeah, no, it's not free links.
But what's the password for the?
It's Apple.
So we go
On settings and go to what?
Yep, you go to iLounge, and then you go Apple is the password, and that's what we use during the classes. Not today, we're not gonna necessarily need it, but what his does is, so that's holding the camera, well,
You gotta turn it to the program.
I gotta open the
You
program.
try- you
I
try.
figured that out.
Your messages.
So we're
And
gonna
then
get done.
turn the actual device on.
The actual device is on,
Okay.
You should
But if I
turn
go
the
in-
Digi on, and it should,
you wanna get that running for me? I've not played with it a lot. Get it running for me, and I've got it set up so I can show it on the screen. Have we found iLounge?
Yes,
And the password's Apple. You can just stay connected to that.
Does it say ask for the password?
Then I've already connected you.
Okay, oh, that's.
Oh, you're special.
If I've already connected you, because we've checked something, so he's got this hooked up now. What this is it's a digital version of this guy right here.
but it has facial recognition.
Yes, it has facial recognition, so I can hold it like this and I get a very similar idea, but I can actually just move this with a little joystick.
Oh, wow. So that's, the new phone is gonna have facial recognition.
Yeah, well, that's something completely different. We can chat about that. But you see, when I move like
Wow,
that,
that's
I actually
nice.
have all those axes of
Thing is not
stabilization.
even moving.
It's a fantastic toy. It's a toy, unless you're a professional video person. See, even as I move it around and stuff like that, it's very, very cool. The problem is you do have to live inside of their app, but it very simply stabilizes it. We're going to pass that back to him.
But the nice
What's the
part,
app
you
for
should
that?
say is,
You need the
Yeah.
I find when I took pictures, I went on this cruise from
Yep.
Europe last year, and even as steady as this is, maybe
Yeah.
it's my drinking
Yep.
problem. This thing steadies the picture up, where when
Yep.
I was just with the Apple, I still got blurry
Yeah.
pictures.
Here's the nice thing about this one, though, that you can't do with that one. I'm going to show you something that's a lot more difficult to do with that one. You can't really, with that one, shoot upside down. You can shoot a little bit, but the counterweights are not designed for shooting upside down. With this one, which is a manual gyroscope, I can shoot upside down, and I can get a very interesting perspective. So I'll show you what I can get with this one. I'm trying to make him feel bad. Oh, you can shoot upside down. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, you tell him.
I
You
didn't
show
know, he taught me how to use this.
I taught him how to use it the other day. So I've played with, I don't actually own one, but I know how to use it because I love technology and I love my toys and everything
I
like
can
that.
even do it the way you can't do
I
it.
can even do it the way I don't want you to do it.
Richard,
But when
what
I'm
is that
going in,
called?
so this is called, it's all on your list. This one, his is not on your list.Is is a fun toy. This is called the Stable Cam. STAYBALCAM.
Oh, STAY.
Yeah.
It's on there.
It's on there. But here's what's cool is you can actually go low as well. 8, 4, 8, 4, 2.
Oh, that's his problem.
So I can go low as well as go high. And just so you see what's going on here, is I can get really interesting if you have dogs or pets or anything like that. And yes, his thing is a cool toy, but this does the same exact theory
No, yours.
as that, because it's a gyroscope. And here's the great thing. This is waterproof, and you don't have to charge it,
But
because it's just manual.
how large is it for the, I mean, we're talking fitting in suitcases here that are getting, you're getting
So,
to the stage.
here's the thing you're gonna notice about these classes. I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you in all these classes. This is not that large, it's not that big, but it does kind of look like,
A bomb.
no.
No.
Pick me.
I've been stopped in the airport airport multiple times, and at one point it was just easier to tell them it was
is
that thing than anything else. Yeah, it's called the Stable Cam. So any of these gadgets, they'll all be up here today. You can take a look at them afterwards and see what's going on. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some things with us, but I want to let you know what I'm taking with us. I'm going to be taking with us the GorillaPod, which is the tripod I showed you earlier today. If you remember, if you were in the class in Central,
Oh, yeah.
I showed you this guy. This guy's great. The problem is most of what's in this room is made of aluminum, but the steel grates right here are made of steel. And I can go in and I can wrap it anywhere. I can do it anywhere like that. And I can take my phone and I can just put it
And about how much does that cost?
right in there. These are like $25. These are
And what
nothing.
was
The
that
reason GorillaPod. The reason I don't put prices on any of these things is very, very useful in my opinion. I don't put prices because they fluctuate.
I know, but I wanted an idea.
Yeah, and I'll give you an idea. Yeah, I'll give you an idea there. I'll show you the Pico projector as well. This is very cool. How many of you have ever owned a projector? Or seen a projector there? Had a projector. We're gonna go out. We're gonna finish this outside. But this is what's very cool. This is a projector, and that's not the name of it. This is the brand of it. It's a projector. It's a tiny little projector, and you can hook your iPhone or your iPad or anything up to it. And you can show your pictures. This one actually has built-in Netflix. It's really, really cool. But I can go in, let me borrow your phone for 2 seconds. I can take this guy. These are called Pico projectors. So they're called Pico projectors. If I go ahead and I go like
I
that.
gotta have that too.
Yeah, sorry. You gotta have all this
My wife's
stuff.
not
These
gonna
are all
like
the
you.
kind of things that I have right here. Now, I'm gonna take with me, I wanna point out what these things are, because I'm gonna take them with us. This is a selfie stick. Any of you ever owned a selfie stick?
I got one of those. They're cool.
That's a pretty fancy size.
That's a fancy one.
This is actually better than a fancy selfie stick. You see this guy right here? This guy is rust-proof, aluminum, and can be used when escorting on shore excursions to defend passengers. In Israel, I'm gonna tell you a true story. Someone tried to mug someone when I was on the Silhouette in Israel, and I took my iPhone off the end of this, and I had to bend it. You notice it still has quite a little curve. But
My
you'll
wife
see.
could have used that today at the pool.
Okay, I don't want to know what happened at the pool, do you? But
But if I were you, I'd be buying her more drinks.
but you can go in and you notice we've got this guy right there, and I can actually project. If it's a dark room, I can project a lot bigger. And these are called Pico projectors, so it's called the Pico projector.
How come you don't sell this stuff?
How come I don't sell this stuff? You ask a really, really, really good question, and I'm going to give you a really, really, really good answer because I
They
think.
don't let 'em.
No, here's the answer. What country are we in right now?
We're not.
So, if you buy a product and it's not bought in a country, who provides the warranty for that product?
You do.
So,
Manufacturer.
well, the manufacturer only provides the warranty in the country the product was purchased.
That's
So
not
we
correct.
negotiate, well, I know, I'm going to tell you how it works, is we are out of the United States, but we have to have manufacturers that provide a worldwide warranty, not dependent on where the product was purchased. So everyone that we sell is a manufacturer that has a worldwide warranty, independent of where the product's purchased. Does that make sense there?
That makes
Okay.
sense.
That's it's I don't negotiate all that stuff, someone negotiates that for us. But what I'm putting these all in, I'm putting everything inside of this bag right here. I'm going to tell you the bag I'm putting inside of right now. This is actually a really cool guide. This is something that we do sell on board, just to show you because I like it. I have one myself. It's called the M-Edge Sack Pack, or Backpack. It's called the Backpack Sack Pack. And what's cool is it's got a charger built into it. And then you have an input cable and an output cable for charging things. Right on there. So if that battery goes a little flat on me, I can use that battery and I can juice it up, which is what's really cool. Now we're talking about batteries. Is anybody below 50% on their battery?
60.
60. What are you at?
48.
48. Oh, you got me. This is cool. You'll notice that there's only 2 chargers in this world. There's the Apple charger. And if you all use iPhones, there's the Apple charger and there's the other charger. This guy is called the Jackery Bolt. If you need a portable battery pack, this is the one to get, because here's the nice thing, you don't need any cables with it. The cables are built right into the side.
How does it charge?
So you charge it with a cable,
Okay.
you charge it with the other cable, not the Apple cable,
Right.
and it has the cables built in. which is what's very, very, very cool.
Sell that
Oh, I
on
like
board.
that.
I don't have that guy on board. I'm showing you things that I don't, now, there's some other stuff that I'm taking with me. I'm gonna show you one more thing, and the rest we're gonna take on the road, if I have it with me. I think I left it in my other bag, so that one might be a, rain check. Oh, no. No, this is cool. Here it is. Okay. 2 more things, and then we're going to get moving. This guy right here. What if I told you I have one cable that can charge all of your devices you have right now? You would look at me and you would say, Richard, you're crazy. Not the watch. I have something for the watch. I'll bring that up because we have watch. Any other Apple Watches?
I have an Apple
Watch. Okay, so we got 4 Apple Watch people. I'll bring up some Apple Watch stuff later in the cruise. Here's what's cool. This is micro USB. I put that little head that comes on the cable here. It's an Apple cable. If I need the other cable, which is the new cable that's coming out now, which is called USB Type-C. I just pull it up, and now I have USB Type-C. I have all of the cables right there.
Does it have the old Apple cable?
Aha!
The 30 pin?
So I got this one a couple years ago. This is from a company called, it wore off. No, it's called, I used it so much, it's called Inergy, I-N-N-E-R-G-I-E. This is not on the list. This is something I pulled out of my bag. And it's got the old Apple cable, micro USB, and mini USB,
No, that's.
right in one cable. And then I put,
Not the new one.
well, then
I'm
you
just
can,
asking, okay.
then you can get the little adapter,
Yeah.
put the new one.
Got
This
it.
is my one cable to beat all cables. Last guy, so this one right here is from Nomad. I'm gonna bring up some other Nomad products throughout what we're gonna do. I'm gonna put that in the bag. And this is the last, any of you own a battery pack? An external battery pack? Manufacturer on your battery pack? You know who makes your battery pack?
No, I was paying
Anker, A-N-K-E-R, that's my favorite one. Here's the nice thing.
That's what Gene has?
That's yours?
Well, it's a friend of mine, yeah.
So, you see this guy right here? This is 20,000 milliamp hours. Just so you understand, this phone has 2,000 milliamp hours in it. So in theory, this can charge that phone 10 times. In actuality, it'll charge the phone 7 times. But this one is so powerful, it can even charge a laptop. Now, if you were to go to the store, you can't even buy one of these in the store. If you were to go to the store and buy a Mophie version of this or a Zag version of this, it would easily cost you $200 for that capacity. This company only sells on Amazon, and this is $45, to give you a little idea there. A-N-K-E-R. That one's not on the sheet because I took it off to put something else on. Now, we're going to head out in just a minute. I'm going to pack up my other bags. I'm going to make sure I have the rest of the stuff that's on the list there with us. We're going to be going on deck 5, then we're going to be going on deck 12, and then we're going to be going up again. Now, I'm going to take this with me. Everybody's okay on charge.
K-E-R?
You're okay on charge, but I'm going to take that. I have enough pockets to bring anything we need. I'm going to show you how the Mevo thing works when we get back. I'm going to show you the camera lenses, and we're going to go around, we're going to do some stuff, but I want to show you one cool thing before we go on this front table right over here with not my iPhone. I'm going to show you with an iPhone I stole here. Now everybody's got their phones on them? We're good? I'm going to be taking this with us. I'm going to be honest with you. I have absolutely no idea how this works when moving around. I'm going to show you exactly what this does at a later point in the cruise. I'm going to show you before the next class we do how this is recording and exactly what it does. But let's go over to this table, and I'm going to show you something very, very, very unique. Ron, once I head out, if you can just clean up the back a little, because I've shown a lot of what's going on. Okay. I need to take her phone out of the case. Now, this will only work with the older iPhones. In my opinion, this is the only reason to have an iPhone 5 anymore.
Only work with them? That's
Well,
great.
yes, and I'll tell you why. Where's the lady whose phone this is? You can tell me your code. What's your 21?
Oh, nobody else heard it.
No, nobody else heard it.
Well, we're
Okay.
not gonna steal it, it's okay.
You're not going to believe what I'm about to show you, and if I didn't do it with someone else's phone, you would think it was a lie. I am now going to take a 360-degree panorama using this phone and nothing but this phone. This is my absolute favorite camera trick that you can do. And this used to be my opener. In my first class I would use this. It's called cycloramic, and the reason it only works with people who have the iPhone 5. Oh, I told it to load the sample galleries. The reason it only works with the iPhone 5 is because if you take an iPhone 6, an iPhone 5 or an iPhone 5S or the iPhone SE will do it, an iPhone 6 will not stand up on a table on its own. because they have rounded corners.
Right.
The
Right.
6s and the 7s have rounded corners. They won't stand up on their table on their own. This application is, in my opinion, one of the absolute coolest apps ever made, period, for smartphones ever, and just because I want to show it, it's being stupid. Okay, hold on. Come on. Okay. All I'm doing is I've taken it out of the case. Move your hand from the table real quick. I don't want anything interfering with it. And are you going to do what I want you to do? She needs to have the vibrate function on the phone. Do you have your phone vibrate, or you never have it vibrate?
I have no clue.
Okay, there we go. I got you. I see what happened.
So you put the vibrate on?
Well, no, she just had vibrate off. Most people don't have vibrate off. Okay, watch this. 2, 1.
No way.
Oh my gosh.
Have you ever seen something like that before? I always hope,
Phone is
as weird as it sounds, it's just her phone.
So I should keep my old 5.
Well, I almost want to keep a 5 just to do that. Sometimes it gets stuck on the wood grain.
And what, are you doing some app or what did you do?
There's an app called Cycloramic. CYCLORAMIC.
That's a
If
moneymaker
you
right
have
there.
If you have an iPhone 5 or 5S, at some point during this cruise, I will download the app for you.
Oh, good.
With I just need to sign out of your Apple account and sign into my Apple account, so that, because there's no reason to pay for the app that's going to be on a phone you're going to update in a very short period of time. So, but it's just a really cool party app, and it'll take full 360-degree shots,
Stuff.
which is really cool. I love that. It's very, very cool. Okay. It gets stuck. I do it on that one, but on the C day, it just keeps falling over. But we all get the basic concept of it, right?
So
You-
that, and then you just go into photos and
You
then
just
you
go
play
into the
it?
app and you can play it back. Yeah.
Oh, you go into the app, not like, it's
You
not
buy
in the
the app,
photos.
is that it?
But
You
it only
buy
works
the
on
app.
a 5, so you have
Well,
to
no,
do
but I
something
have
bigger.
another, I have a 5.
You have a 5 as well?
Business one.
Yeah,
That's
it's
fine.
called Cycloramic. Do you have the business one on the ship with you?
Yep.
Okay. Like I said, if you bring it by before one of the classes or something like that, I will sign you out of your Apple account, sign into my Apple account. I'm going to pass that back. And what we're going to do is we're going to go through, we're going to do a lot of the stuff. Let me check what time it is. We're going to have, that watch doesn't want to tell me the time. 4:02. So we're going to take about 45 minutes and we're going to take some practical use for this. Now what I'm taking with me is one thing I'm forgetting. Hold on, let me grab the one thing I'm forgetting. This is what happens when you grab a lot of stuff.
This is gonna cost me a
like
lot
the
of money, Dave.
Yeah.
Mr. Wizard. You know what you could do? You could watch movies on the wall.
Okay, I got the one thing I forgot. What I'm bringing with me is if you look at, you don't need to bring your list, honestly, because we're not going to be looking at your list till we get back. So if you want to leave your list where you were sitting, you just need your phones. We're going to be talking practical stuff that's not on the list.
So can we leave them anywhere?
You can leave your list back with Handsome Ron, and he can hold on to
Can I
things.
leave this with Handsome Ron?
Handsome Ron, my friend's going to leave something with you. You can leave it inside of my bag. If anybody touches my bag, they're going to
Regret it.
be in trouble. Do I have a battery pack with me? Yes, I have a battery pack with me. So this guy will behave.
I'll give you $10 for it.
Ron,
Take it, Ron.
$10. I like that idea. I need a battery pack. So let me grab a battery pack.
He just sold my
You just sold your
widget.
gimbal? Okay, that's fine. We'll get you another one.
Oh, good.
We're going to Kusadasi. We can get you a genuine fake one. If you've never been to Kusadasi before, you won't find that joke nearly as funny as people who have been to Kusadasi
What is it?
before.
Where is it?
It's in Turkey.
Oh, never.
It's in Turkey.
Where's the lens on that?
Where's the lens on this? We're going this way. I'll explain where the lens is and all this. This guy is called this guy is really cool. It's called the Mevo.
Oh, that was on your list.
This is on my list. I'm going to show you at another time. I'm documenting what we're doing so I can show other ships exactly what we're doing, if that makes sense.
Oh, we don't care about those other ships.
I know we don't care about the other ships, but I have to make sure that the other ships are successful as well in what they do. Okay. So we're going to go to our first stop. Got a tripod in there. Got that? Okay, cool. Ooh. These guys are gonna kill me here. Guys are doing a big setup here. Gonna show something right here. Okay, we're gonna come out here afterwards. We're gonna start outside. The closest bathroom's right there, right down in there. We're gonna be right outside. We're gonna be right outside. All right. So, we're going to start outside.
Beautiful, bright.
It's a beautiful, bright day. And come on, gather around. We're going to do our beautiful, bright day thing. Again, I'm not 100% sure how this is all going to turn out, but again, it's okay. Come on outside. We're going to get everybody outside.
This is as fast as you're gonna get me.
That's all right.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, so what we're going to talk about now is we're going to talk about the grid. I'm going to simplify this for you when we get back upstairs, but I want you to go to your phone, and I want you to go to your settings in your phone, the standard settings in your iPhone, yeah.
Okay.
When you're in settings, and then we're going to scroll down to where it says photos and camera.
Okay, near the bottom, okay.
Photos and camera.
Okay. Yes.
Click on
Yep.
it,
Yeah.
click on it.
And click on it, and if you scroll down a bit, yep, if you scroll down a bit, you'll see something that says grid. Do you see that there?
Yes.
Photos and camera.
It's all the way up.
So we're gonna turn it on.
Turn on the grid.
Where are we going? I'm sorry. That was the thing that
That's
where
what
yours
was on
shows.
my screen today, yes.
Is grid is the thing that showed the squares when you were doing your stuff? Oh. I was wondering. I'm sorry, pass.
Go to the camera grid.
So you want us to put it on?
Yep, go ahead and turn it on.
I got cameras, not photos.
You got it. I got a 7 plus as well. Let's see. You went too far.
That destroyed my life.
Photos and camera.
That's the fun.
Grid. Now, go ahead and open up your camera and you shall see a grid on your camera now.
I was wondering how you did that.
So
So
if
grid?
you, yep.
So then,
So we're going to go back to the normal camera, and we're going to come right over here. Follow me over this way. And here's what we're going to do. If you look out at the sea, you'll see that you have a horizon line, right?
yes.
You see that you have where the horizon starts, where the horizon ends. You just have a straight horizon line. Have any of you ever taken pictures of the sunset or the sunrise before?
Tried.
You've tried. Now, when you take pictures of a sunrise, what's more interesting, the sky or the sea? The sky. When you take pictures of a sunset, what's more interesting, the sea or the sky? The sea. So here's what's interesting. You'll notice that when you have the grid and you hold it sideways, you have two lines, right? So if you look at your two lines, it's a little hard to see, I agree. It's okay, because the sunlight, but you're going to have that same problem. That's why we came outside. So you have the lines.
Oh, I
Now,
got it now.
on the sunrise, right, if you're doing a sunrise, you're going to want the bottom line to be on the horizon. If you're doing a sunset, you want the top line to be on the horizon. So if you look, now we don't have a sunrise or a sunset right now, but you see where those lines are? You want the line on a sunset, you want the top line on the horizon. On a sunrise, you want the bottom line on a horizon. Does that make sense there?
So that you get more of what you want.
So you get more of what you want. Now here's a loaded question. Come over for this loaded question.
Oh, I see.
We're gonna have a ship out in the ocean, and we've got there's a ship that we want to take a picture of, and it is sunset, let's say. So sunset means we want more of the ocean, and we've got the ship. Now here's the question: where do we put the ship in that picture? That is the exact wrong answer.
That's
Way
right.
to be.
In the top third.
So, do you see where the lines intersect?
Yeah?
What you would want to do is you want to put it in since it's a sunset, you're going to have more water, and you'd want to put it in the upper left or upper right intersecting line. Does that make sense? Now, I'm going to give you an app that's going to do that for you a bit later on, but I want you to understand, you've probably heard the expression to shoot a photo. So to shoot a photo, you have crosshairs, where they're lining up, and that's kind of to shoot a photo. So you center your person in the middle of that image. That's the idea. So we always put the person we're shooting in the center of that image. Now I'm going to show you an app when we get back to the iLounge that's going to help you and guide you with doing that. But the idea is, remember, sunset, we want more water. Sunrise, we want more sky. Does that make sense there? And those are called horizon lines. That's what they're essentially designed for. You would put the boat at the intersection of the lines. So if it's a boat at sunset, you put the boat in either one or two. Those two intersections. Now here's the next question I have. I'm going to make sure my camera's still playing. I think it's still on. It's a little too bright out here. We're going to next talk about shooting through glass. Have any of you ever shot through glass before?
Yes.
Is it painful?
Yes.
Do you know the secret to shooting through glass?
Put the camera up to the window.
Boom. So not only put the camera up to the window, but you need to put your camera at an angle. Now my absolute favorite moment of this whole class comes right now when we take pictures of the people in Cafe El Baccio like they're little zoo animals because we have Cafe al Vaccio right here. So I'm going to show you with this glass real quick exactly what we're going to do. I'm going to point this towards me. So what we're going to do is you're going to go up to the glass by Cafe al Vaccio and you're going to put your device directly against the glass. We're going to walk over that way a little. I'll fix it. I'll fix it. It's okay. And you're going to put it there and you're going to put a slight tilt on it. So, but you're going to go right up against the glass. I got it. It's fine. The really good tripod's in my other bag. Okay, so let's go right up over here where Cafe al Vaccio is. Boop-a-doop-a-doo.
Trying not to sit in here tonight, okay?
Oh no, we're just doing it right now. We don't do it again.
Richard, I found my iPhone 6 is better than my SRL digital.
Yes,
For
it is.
glass.
It is.
Oh, I know, I love it.
All right.
This is too hot.
Yep. So what we're doing is we're going to go like this, and you're going to tilt it up slightly. You're actually going to get rid of the majority of the glare. If you have an issue, you can cup your hand around it. Just give it a try there, so you can
How
see
did
what's
you
going on.
originally set this up? Is that
For the
what-
grid, yeah, you were in the,
Was it- I
the
was-
toilet.
Yeah, I was in the head.
You were in the head. Okay. Grid done.
I've got grid on, but I don't see it.
When you go to the camera, you will see the grid. Open up your camera.
I see.
There's your grid. See, it's right there.
Oh,
Do you see the difference? Now back up a bit and you'll see all the reflection in the glass. But if you go right up against the glass, you don't get the reflection. If you're getting a reflection, you're going to flip down your phone slightly.
I
Do
gotta
you
go
see?
quite a bit.
What?
I gotta go quite a bit.
You do have to go quite a bit. If you have the
which
7
way,
plus,
you, up this
you're
way?
going to
I
go
had no
down.
idea. I'm sorry. No, after it almost right up.
So you can go down a little bit, depending how huge your phone is. But have we all gotten in? Have we all gotten it without a flash?
Yeah, you're almost up to there to get rid of the reflection.
A smile.
That's quite.
We don't want to get rid of the reflection. That's a nice ship.
No, it's not in.
That's your hand. Okay. So did we all get that basic concept there? Now here's the nice thing. You can even shoot through dirty windows because essentially it's taking your phone and it's taking the glass and it's making that part of the lens, if that makes sense. So you can focus through dirty windows. I used to, in the Celebrity Central class, I used to have a dirty piece of glass that I soaked and got hard water on and stuff like that. Then it was a broken piece of glass. Then I cut my finger open and the safety officer won't let me play with glass anymore. So that's why we have to do it here. Now the next thing, I want to explain the next thing we're going to do in a few seconds. Now, have you ever been somewhere and you've got a row of trees or you have train tracks or you have something like that? It's something you see in cinematic shots a lot. It's called a vanishing effect. I don't know if you've ever heard of the vanishing effect before. Now you see those lines we have on our camera. We should all have the lines on our camera. What we're going to do right now is we're going to do a vanishing effect. Yeah.
Can you make those lines?
No,
maybe
that's
more-
just how it is. That's it.
My eyes aren't that good.
Your eyes aren't that good, neither are mine, but it's okay. So if we've got this right here, what we're going to do is you'll see the rail where the lifeboats are. Now we're going to go do this one at a time, and we're just going to, and what I want you to do is instead of taking it straight, we're going to use this to trace the rail. I'm going to take a quick picture so you can see what's going on. You're going to take it from right here where the pole is. And your goal is, what you have is you have almost a vanishing effect. You see how the lifeboats look like they go on forever? You're following the sight line. So whenever you have a repetitive pattern, you have a repetitive pattern in a line. So if you look there, you have a repetitive pattern in a line. So what we're going to do is you're going to take your camera and you're going to tilt it slightly to one way or the other, and you're going to follow the line with your line, if that makes sense. So we're going to follow the line with the line. What we're going to do is after we take that, there's going to be an entryway, right where it says B, there's a sign that says B. You're going to meet inside of that door that says B. There's a sliding glass door. I'm going to be inside of there, and we're going to go on to the next thing once everybody gets there, if that makes sense. So I want you to try this. I'm going to go show you for a couple seconds right here. So again, what we're doing is we're using the camera to follow, you can use the bottom line,
I hope that.
to follow the rails.
So the line will actually follow the rail.
It'll follow the rail. You want to hold it at the angle so the line follows the rail.
Bottom line.
The bottom line in this case scenario and you see you get quite an interesting shot. You get something different than you've probably ever taken before. We're going to continue right down to B. I'm going to give it about 30 seconds. The best place to take it is from this pole right here. So just keep continuing moving on when we finish that, and I'm going to meet you inside of B. Uh-huh. It has a burst, yeah. You're talking about burst. That's if you just hold down the camera button. That's what takes a burst. Yeah. Well, what we're gonna talk about now is selfies. Yeah. Well, this is my selfie hallway.
Selfie hole.
Yeah, you'll see. We're just gonna stay right here. We're gonna be here for about 10-15 minutes. Not this one again. No.
Did you just start?
Yeah, it's an interesting concept. I never told the whole story of the Apple class, but the whole story of the Apple, when I went to them in the Apple store, there were like 5 Apple executives there, and 2 people actually participated. I wound up taking over, and they offered me a job at the end. I said, no. I said, no, I have a nice, so we're actually going to use this wall here. We're going to wait for everybody to come in, and then we're going to chat. Did you get it? Ah, you have a filter on. Just go ahead and, there you go. You put on a filter. Leave those filters alone. But we should all have something similar to that guy there. Yeah, that's the basic shot. You're going to get better over time. And here's the nice thing. I'm showing you things. You're on this ship for another 11 days. So I'm going to show you some different stuff that you can do. We're going to all come in here and we're going to talk about selfies next. Now, I hate selfies. But sometimes selfies are a necessary evil of life to get yourself in a picture if you don't have anybody around. So I'm going to wait. I'm going to make sure everybody's in. There's 4 or 5 people still out. We're not going to get started until the 4 or 5 come in. Come on in, guys. I gotta wait for our. So we're gonna talk. How many of you have taken a selfie before? Probably taken a selfie before. Selfies are pretty miserable. I'm making sure we're still recording here. Yes, we're still recording here.
I watched a couple take a selfie themselves as they just stood in front of a mirror.
No, there's a much better way to do it.
Is there?
There is, and that's what I'm going to show you right now. Just selfie stick? No, not a selfie stick. I didn't actually bring the selfie stick with me. Is everybody in? Okay.
No,
We got 2 more. We got 2 more. Okay.
I'll check.
No, we're good. I think those are the last 2.
No, 2 more.
2 more. Yeah, that's the concept.
Take your time.
That's the concept.
You paid as much as I did.
The expression is take your time, but hurry up. Okay, so we're good. So I intentionally stop right here because we're going to talk about selfies. Here's the thing a lot of people don't realize. Look at your selfie camera on the front of your device. You can't even see it. There's a camera on the front of the device. And look at the camera on the back of the device. Which camera is bigger?
The one on the back.
Which camera is better?
One on the back.
The one on the back. Why do people always take selfies at the front?
You look your face.
Because you can see yourself. Yes, I agree. But it's like, why do people always do certain things? So I want to show you the way I take selfies. And the way I take selfies is very different. All you need to take a selfie is a 90-degree angle. And that's exactly what I have right here, is a beautiful 90-degree angle. We're going to be taking this selfie with our back camera. So I want the back camera to be on, and you should see a little timer. You see the little timer that we talked about earlier. You should see a little clock. Yep. Click on that little clock, and we're going to choose 10S, which stands for 10 seconds. So we've got it right there. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put our phones down at about that angle, at about a 45-degree angle on the 90-degree wall, with the camera at the top sideways. So go ahead and do that. And once you put it down, just step back. Make sure you've left the screen on, which we all should have done. And I'm going to count off cameras in a few seconds. I'm going to count
Yeah,
off.
but don't you have to push it to?
We're going to do that in a second. 10 seconds. Set the timer. And then just face it so you can't see what's going on there. Yeah, we got it. Okay. Now you're going to step back once we do this, because I've done this for a little bit of time, and I've come up with my own special way to do this. So you're going to step back once you get your camera set up there. The screen should stay on, it shouldn't time out. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to count off the phones. And then we're going to do even people first and then odd people so it's not crazy, okay? So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, no, this one's wrong. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Make sense? If you have an odd number, what you're going to do is you're going to go to the camera, you're going to slightly pick it up, and you're going to press the volume button. It is then going to take a 10-second countdown timer. You're going to step back, and it's going to take your picture. Just if you have an odd number, you can go with even. Which are you?
Okay, you're an odd.
Yeah, that's fine. That's why I do odds and evens. So press the button and then step back. Just press the volume button, and you step back, and just so you can see what's going on, it will go ahead and it will count down, and it'll take the picture. It's not going to be perfect. I wanted you just to understand the concept. Now go ahead for the even people now. Just go ahead and give it a try, and then we'll have everyone else who didn't fit.
I got my phone shut down.
You didn't push the start button. You got 10 seconds, whatever you did, it started.
No, you
So there's the volume
what you
button.
did is you put it in the lock book. It's okay.
Yes, I think it's.
Mine didn't go.
But it's supposed to.
So the blinking is telling you when it's going to shoot.
Yes.
So that's 10 and 3, 2, 1, and it's actually taking it there. Here's the issue right at the last second. The idea.
What happened is you didn't activate it for some reason.
Now it's activated. There we go.
Let me try mine.
So I've got it.
I'll get you in 2 seconds. It's not going to be perfect. This is what happens when you do it 20 people at a time. I want everybody to grab their phone. I'm going to show you the way to do it. Grab your phones, and I'm just going to show you with my phone real quick. And then you're welcome to try this at any time during your cruise. Let me grab your phone. Let me show you my phone. So I've got this right here. Now what I'm doing is, so I have the camera on, I set the timer for 10 seconds. Step back a bit, I'm going to show you exactly what's going on in a small group here. So if we step back a bit, you'll notice it's actually using the light to count down. So it's using the light to count down. So when it gets down to 3 seconds, 3, 2, 1, and it takes a burst of pictures.
Why did you do a burst?
Because it takes a burst, that's just the way it is.
Okay, I didn't realize.
Yeah, it takes a burst. If you have your phone muted or silent, that's what's going on.
Okay.
Now let me tell you something quite interesting. Is one of my absolute favorite things to do, this is a bit nerdy, if you are an Apple Watch person, you can actually use your watch as a remote. And you can preview exactly what's on the screen. Which is where that gets me. So I'm going to show you how this works. Just because I want to show pictures.
So that will activate it, right?
That will activate
Set
it.
it for 10 seconds?
Yep, if you set it for 10 seconds, you don't need to do the 10 second if you have an Apple Watch. If you have an Apple Watch, then you're okay. I'm just trying to show you a benefit of staying in the ecosystem. Now watch this. What I have is I actually have a full preview. Just so you can see, I have a live preview on my watch.
What did you do on your watch?
And now we need a group photo. I'll show you how it works on the watch. You just click on this little headphone thing right there. Group photo, squeeze in, squeeze in, squeeze in.
Yeah.
Squeeze in. I don't know if we're gonna all fit, but we'll try. We're gonna talk about that in a second. So we got a picture right there, and if I want to take a 3 second timer, 3, 2, 1. And it's actually taking the pictures right there.
Wow.
Now, well, you can see.
Oh, okay.
There it is. It's right on the watch. So you can go in, and that's one of the nice benefits of the Apple Watch is that you can go ahead and you can do that. You can use it as a timer. But what I want to show you now is I want to show you this kit. I want to show you this kit. We went in a slightly different order because we're going to go back over to where the Ensemble Lounge was. We were just doing something. This is called the iPhone Digital Video Kit. And this is what I got as a holiday gift for all the iLounge managers in the fleet 2 years ago. So it wasn't holiday for last year, it was holiday. And it comes with a really nice tripod. What I'm using is a little baby tripod over there. That's my old tripod. This is a beautiful tripod. This is from a company called Manfrotto. Now, everything I'm about to show you comes in this kit as part of the kit. There's one thing that's not part of the kit that I will clearly show you is not part of the kit. But this will work with the iPhone 6, the iPhone 6S, and the iPhone 7, not the iPhone 7 Plus. So not with the Plus. I have the thing for the Plus is in my pocket. I'll show you the thing for the Plus is in my pocket. Of course I have a Plus thing. But what we're going to do is I'm going to come over here, and you're all going to go behind me this way. Because I want to show you how this works. This is very, very cool. So you've got a tripod. And then you also have you ever used a selfie stick before and you're just not really secure with how it's holding your phone and that selfie stick? It comes as part of this as well with one of these. I'm gonna aim this guy this way a little bit. So we see what's going on. So it comes with one of these guys right here. And you take this, you clip it in. What I need to borrow is my phone, which I loaned out. Because this is designed for the 6 and the 6S and the 6S Plus. It's not designed for the 7. A lot of stuff that I'll show will work with the 7, but it's designed. So I've got this right here, and I can screw this in. And it's very simple, it's very easy. So everything's in the kit so far. The bag, this thing that holds it, and everything like that. But the question I get from a lot of people is, do they make lenses for the iPhone? So this is a lens that, the one that comes with the kit says this is a fluid lens. Believe it or not, this is actually a zoom lens and a wide angle lens that'll work with the iPhone 6s and the iPhone 6 Pluses. And I want to show you, because we're going to take 3 pictures. We can all see my phone right here, right? I've got my phone right there. So if I've got my phone, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to, so that's normal. Oh, I don't need a timer. So that's a normal picture. If I wanted to get more of what's going on in there, what I'm going to do is just to give you a perspective, give you a little perspective. You can see I've essentially got column to column there. If I put this guy on,
Wow.
you see what I've got there? It essentially turns my iPhone into like a GoPro. So you see that? Big difference. Here's the thing I want you to understand. This is optical, so there is no degradation in quality. So there's no change in quality. This is all optical. But usually we don't want to make our field of view wider. We want to get closer.
Telephoto.
So this is a telephoto lens. Now some of you are sitting here and going, well, I'm just going to go like that. You have a 12 megapixel picture, as you're looking at right here. When you zoom in 2 times, you have a 3 megapixel picture. You're losing a lot of megapixels. I can get just as close with the same number of megapixels by attaching that lens right there.
Is that plugging in or just going on top?
It just goes right on top of the lens. So it sits right on top of the lens. These are called Allo clips. They're all on the sheet. You'll see when you get back. But they all come as part of this kit, which is what's really cool. So I can go in, and that's, so just to show you the difference here, that's with the zoom, that's with the wide angle, and that's how you would normally get it. So you get 3 cameras for the price of 1 with this little lens right here, called the Allo clip. Now, I want to show you an Allo clip. Now, this bag, what's nice is it has room for 2 lenses. It only comes with 1, but I had an existing lens before. And this lens is the opposite. So sometimes you want to go wider, sometimes you want to go closer, but sometimes if I take a look, can I borrow a piece of jewelry from someone?
Like I haven't fallen for that before.
Okay.
Does anybody have a 20? Yeah. Does anybody? Yeah, right.
You don't understand? You're making a joke? That's actually in the last class I asked that question. What happens when I get that ring up close?
Blurry.
It gets blurry. Because the lens has a maximal focus distance, a minimal focus distance of about 1 foot. This lens is actually a macro lens. Now you'll notice that I get absolutely nothing there. See, it's blurry, but watch what happens when I go up. You see the difference there? And what's important to understand is technically, this is being blocked by the flash. The flash is being blocked, so I can't use the flash there because it's being blocked by the thing that's covering the camera. But what I can do is I can use another flash and light it. So once you start understanding that you can get creative and you can do some different things like that, you start to come up with some really cool different ways to take pictures. What is that ring? What's it made of?
This is Larimar.
Larimar, okay. The gemstone of the Caribbean, right? Yeah. I watch the Port and Shopping channel when I fall asleep sometimes. Because Mike and Megan are good friends.
I stayed up a little too late one night.
Mike and Megan are, but here's the thing. So we've talked about video, we've talked about pictures, but here's the thing we haven't talked about yet. Sound. As part of this kit, there is a microphone. Now, if you have an iPhone 7, I know there's 2 or 3 iPhone 7s. What's not on the iPhone 7?
Plug. An earphone.
A plug for a headphone jack. So, this comes with something called the motive, and it goes into the lightning port. It goes into the lightning port, and then what's cool is it has an app which you can define the range of sound. So you can define whether you want to shotgun it directly at you, whether you want to get more out or anything like that. Here's the cool thing. All of these pieces, minus minus the white lens that I showed you, all of these pieces together are about $800. They sell this kit for $299 with the bag and everything like that in the Apple store. Any Apple store in the US, they sell the kit for $299 inside. And I love this kit. Like I said, I'm in charge of the Christmas gifts each year, and I actually have, this is the problem with these jackets. I have a Christmas gift from a few years before in the bottom of this jacket, which is this guy right here. That's something I got a couple of years before as part of this. I actually sent it along with this. Is we've got USB, Lightning, micro USB, and the old one is called the cable Swiss Army knife. You literally just want up in the bottom of the jacket, but we have the people who have the 7 Plus. Now, here's the nice thing about the 7 Plus. You saw what I did with the lens on that phone. I'm going to just replace this phone with my 7 Plus, because here's the cool thing. This is the reason, if you're thinking about getting a new phone, I don't want to make the person who has an iPhone 7 feel bad, but the right answer is 7 Plus. Let me show you. That's the right answer. It's too big, it doesn't get bigger pockets. But here's the cool thing. I'm going to make sure this is nice and sturdy here, because here's the cool thing. Now understand, there are no lenses here. There's nothing like that going on here. If I hit 2 times, that is 2 times optical zoom. That lens that was an accessory to put on a 6 or a 6S, you have 2 lenses. One is already zoomed in 2 times. There's only one major problem that I bet you the people that have the 7 Plus don't know. The second lens, the zoom lens, does not have the stabilization that the first lens does. But this is the thing for the 7. I just got this very, very recently. This is a case for the 7. I have to take my 7 out of its case to show you. This is a case for the 7 that I put in here. And it has slide-in lenses.
Oh, that's what I had.
So I can take this, and I've got the camera, and it's like that. And that's, let me go, oh, I don't want that, I want a photo. So I've got a photo, and that's normal. And I've got all kinds of different zoom lenses right inside here. So this is a fisheye plus a telephoto. So what's cool is, it's going to, on the first camera, go fisheye. But if I zoom in, here's what's cool. That lens is 2 times zoom. The lens in the phone is 2 times zoom. Therefore, I now have 4 times zoom. That is optical. I tell this story, I never posted this on Facebook because I figured that people were a little weird about this. You remember the circus closed, the Ringling Brothers Circus closed? They were in Miami. When the Ringling Brothers Circus closed, they were in Miami. And I had just gotten this lens case. I have to go back in time a little bit. Give me a second and I will go back in time. I take a lot of pictures. Pre-warning. Oh my. Okay, so here is a video that's taken with that camera lens from the nosebleed seats.
Wow.
In an arena. So there's a video, and here's another video, just so you can see, so you can get some idea. That was not on a tripod or anything, that was handheld from this camera case that you're looking at right now, which is really insane to do. It all comes as part of a single kit. So that's called the iPhone kit. This is from a company, this is on your list as well, it's called Camera. And it's got macro, it's got zoom, and this is only $45 for the case and the lenses. The only problem I have, here's the reason I would not, being honest. This track thing is a little weird and it gets a little loose over time. It doesn't hold the lenses nearly as well and it's not super secure. I don't have a problem with the lenses. I have not had a chance to modify the lenses yet to do what I want them to do. Okay, so let me put this back in.
Now, does Apple Store sell that?
Apple Store does not sell that. Here's the thing you need to understand. Everything you're seeing here, Apple got a special price and everything like that. As I said, if you were in the class right before it started, to get something on the shelf in the Apple Store, it's $1 million just to get some shelf space. This company can't afford $1 million for some shelf space. So I'm showing you a lot of stuff that honestly you will never see in an Apple Store. Probably the only thing out of all of this that you will see in an Apple Store is this tripod kit right here, because Apple negotiated down the price and got a good price on it. So
Otherwise, Amazon?
Otherwise, Amazon, yes. A lot of this Amazon. We're going to have you come in just a little bit, because I don't know if they want to pass here or if they're just looking. Oh, Well, we are blocking an emergency exit, you know.
No emergency here.
I'm aware of my emergency exit, so. They said there's a whale on that house.
No, I'm in here.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go back to where they were setting up, when we went outside, they were setting something up in the photo, to take some photos tonight. And I wanted to do something with that sign that was right there. And I also wanna tell you about something really cool that's happening on board the ship that is not related to this camera tour, but I'm gonna walk you by a room and I'm gonna explain to you, if you've noticed it, have any of you sailed on the ship before?
Yes.
The future cruise sales office is in a new location. You've noticed that. Do you know why? Probably no one's ever told you why the future cruise sales office is in a new location. I think it's very, very cool. But we'll talk about that when we go by there. We're gonna go by there, we're gonna do some stuff on deck 5, then we're gonna go up to deck 12, and then we're gonna go back down to deck 6, just to give you a concept. We're gonna do some HDR stuff outside. Follow me this way, and we move on. Nope, we're taking the elevators. I think we can use that now. So, they were setting up some wires here before, that's why we went outside first. We generally will start here with something that's very difficult to do. So this is very difficult, what we're looking at right now, this is a very difficult picture to take. What I want you to try and do, and you remember how we talked about you want to take the picture this way, 99.9% of the time. Welcome to the 0.01% of the time. We have this sign. Now there's more to this than just taking the picture up and down. What I want you to do is I want you to take a picture of the sign, but here's the trick. I want you to get the brightness of the sign, the silver on the sign, and the grain of the wood in one single picture. Try it. It's not possible. You can go ahead and you can try as much as you want. You probably won't get it there. Because watch what happens when you tap around. Tap on the wood. And you see the wood, you get the detail of the wood, but you lose some of the sign. You see that? Tap on the sign, you get some of the sign, you lose some of the wood. You see what's going on there? So here's the question. How would you possibly get a picture that looks close to the human eye of that?
HDR.
You got pretty close. Yeah, did you do HDR? How'd you get it there?
I couldn't show you, I just took the picture.
You just took the picture. You did okay. The sign is still a bit blown out. You see, you're a little right there. You're okay. So you see how tapping around the picture changes it a bit. If you tap around the picture, it changes a bit. But here's the difficult one. Here's where we make it fun. Let's make this picture much harder to do. There you go.
Well, the first thing I do is take the picture and crop you out.
Here's the problem. Why is that much harder now? It should be a lot more
Another
difficult.
skin tone to look with.
We add another skin tone to look with. So I want to show you a trick that I learned a couple years. So we were in an ice bar in where were we? We were in Finland. We were in an ice bar in Finland, and we had a problem because we had something backlit and we had some faces. And if you were to use the flash, what would happen is it would destroy that background. So here's a great trick that I learned: is grab someone. I made up this trick. You grab someone else's phone. Have them hold it like this on their face. So I've turned the flash on my phone, and I'm lighting my own face. You see the difference there?
Yeah.
So if I light my own face, then you can actually do everything. Now that's why when they take pictures, it's actually a perfect setup, that's why when they take pictures, you'll notice that you've got that extra light there, not just the flash that's there, you have an extra light there. If you look at the grand foyer during a formal night, they'll have some backlights coming up. It's for additional lighting, and I'll show you that picture. Maybe when we do the Google Photos class, I will show you that picture. But I want to talk about a panorama. I'm going to show you something about a panorama That's very cool. But we're going to go right over here to do the panorama.
How did I get so much
I have a
green?
question for you.
You got a bit of green because you took an HDR. If you have the HDR off, you wouldn't get as much. Yeah.
The future cruisers, last year I thought it was in the same spot as.
It was, because what they're doing here has taken about 2 years. I want to explain to you. When we come over here, I'm going to explain to you what they're doing. It's actually very, very cool. Yeah.
How come sometimes when you go take a picture, it won't take a picture?
Out of storage space, broken finger. There's a lot of different.
No, I've tried several times, sometimes it just won't take a picture. I go out of the camera and back in.
Yeah, it acts up sometimes. I'll be honest with you. I did it. You probably didn't notice that during the 1 o'clock class, I quit my camera app like 6 times. So, if you remember, if you've been on this ship before, this was the future cruise sales office. No one is going to tell you this. This has nothing to do with the camera, but I think it's really cool what I'm about to tell you. Okay. So, in operation right now, what I mean by in operation is while the ship is sailing, we are actually building an additional smokestack through the ship. And that is what is behind door number 2. That's what's behind door number 2. And it's because the eventual goal for this class of ship is going to be that it's going to be pollution free.
It's gonna be what?
Pollution free.
Oh.
We're going to land all of our carbon. So what they're doing is they're taking the carbon and we're injecting it, and we are bringing down the carbon in a solid form. And it's a project called AEP that we're installing on all the Solstice class ships, and it's going to allow us to go some places that we couldn't go before due to emissions, which is what's really cool.
Do you hear that on deck 12 aft?
No,
You wouldn't hear it?
no. Deck 12 aft is the galley.
Okay.
Deck 12 aft is the galley. What?
It's short of that. It's short of
No,
that.
it's still. That's one of the galleys. This is you're not aft
This
yet.
isn't completed yet.
This isn't complete. It's in operation right now. They're
it is
building
now?
it up. No. It's in operation of being built. Yes, they're up. There's no passenger cabins all the way up here, but that's
Build a rock of coal down below.
no. It's gonna land it. But I want to show you something cool over here. Now we came over here because I want to talk about taking a pano, and then we're gonna go up to deck 12, and then we're gonna go back to deck 6, and we should be good. Now, have you taken a pano before? We've all taken a pano before, right? Here's the problem when you take a pano, and this is something I would never get into in Celebrity Central, but I'm gonna point my camera with me so we can see what's going on real quick. Is when you take a pano, what you do is you kind of go in a parabola, meaning that you go like that. So the middle of your picture is bowed out a bit. One of the best secrets to a pano is you can actually take what's called a walking pano. Meaning, what you do is you start the pano, and then you walk in a straight line. And it will actually follow along. Now, if you walk in a straight line, there will be zero distortion to that panorama because the camera is at the same distance. So what we have right here is we actually have a straight line that we can give it a try to. Also, what we also have right here is we have natural light. So we have a straight line and we have natural light. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn on pano. Just watch me real quick. We're going to start about where the ship starts, about where the model of the ship starts, and then you're just going to walk forward until it stops. Now here's the quick answer. Are you going to get this? No, don't do it right this second. Are you going to get this right the first try? No. We're not going to try 20 times right now. Here's the nice thing though. We've got this. I don't believe this is moving before the end of this cruise. I can't make that a guarantee. But I did this once and it was bistro and then it became sushi by the end of the cruise. I was like, it changed. And I was like, oh, okay, I'm sorry. So I don't believe they're changing the name for the end of the cruise. What we're going to do is, we're going to start about where the ship model is right there. And you're just going to continually walk down. You're not going to finish it. It's going to finish on its own. Try and walk in as straight of a line as possible. What you want to get is some of the sushi on 5 there. And that's the way you would actually do this professionally. You would put a camera on a dolly, you would walk it down, and some software would put it together later. And we're going to meet right down by where the display case is. So we're not going to bother everybody too much. We're going to meet down by the display case down the bottom, down the back. Oh, yeah? Difficult. It's difficult to do with the line of 20 people, but we see the basic concept there. Turn it sideways. See that? Turn the whole place.
Yeah, okay.
You'll get your speed. You'll understand it. You have the whole cruise left to take a look at that. Yeah, it's not going to work the first try. I promise you, it's not going to work the second try. It's not going to work the third try. But hopefully by the fifth try, guess what? The last thing we're going to do, I'm going to wait for them to come up, and I want to tell you the last thing we're going to do. We're going to ride to deck 12 to do this. The whole reason we're going to ride to deck, I'm going to wait for them, and I'll explain why we're going to ride to deck 12. The good news is we're only walking around once. The rest of it's sitting on our butts on computers or on phones. I like that part. All right,
Gentlemen, we're waiting.
okay, guys. It's okay. You can always go back and try this later. So, the last, let me tell you one more thing about panos. It's actually really cool that you can do. You know what? Let's go ahead and I'm going to do one more thing about panos just because we can and we're here. I want to go here towards the center. Now, this works a lot better on deck 3, but I don't want to go up to deck 3 and deck 5. You can actually use a pano in this way. So what you can do is if you go pano, I'm just going to show you, it's not all I'm going to do now. If you go pano and you start on the bottom of the atrium here, and you move your wrist up, you can get a nice shot at the entire atrium.
That's cool.
Are we still okay? Phone's good? Awesome, that's good. Cool. I always like to make
Greases them up before you use them back.
So you can try that with the panel. We're not going to do it now because I want to do one more thing and I want to go back to the iLounge and wrap things up. What we're going to do is we are going to force an HDR. But I want to force HDR auto. I believe all of our phones should be able to do HDR auto. Am I correct? If you click on HDR, it should say auto?
No.
Okay.
I have on or off.
You have on or off. What do you have? You have an iPhone 5? Okay, yeah. 5Ss have auto. I wanted to show you, because what we're going to do is I want to show you how to trick how HDR auto comes on. So we're going to go to the one place on a ship that an HDR will automatically take. And we're going to go up to the solarium on deck 12, and we're going to take a picture of that wall. If you've seen the wall in the solarium, it's got white as well as green in it. And the only way you can capture that properly is with an HDR. So we're going to go up to 12 and we're going to take a picture. Now I want you to remember, when we go up to 12 and we take the picture, we are taking a picture of the flowers, not of the people. Because the people go down to guest relations and they say, 20 people, and some guy in a safari hat went and took pictures of me in my bathing suit. So we're going to continue on this way. We're going to go up to deck 12. Your HDR, you can just have it set to on if you don't have HDR auto.
Otherwise on auto, right?
Yes, otherwise on auto. No, this way. Back to deck 12. I have seen today's show multiple times before. It is very good. These guys, I've seen them. Don't miss that show. Don't miss that show. You're gonna be very angry with yourself if you miss that show, because that's a good show. The Beatles one. The Beatles one. The Beatles one is good. They have like 4 encores. That's the only problem with that show, is it goes on forever. And we have a whole elevator to ourselves. Who would have thought? It's because I went into the app and there's no.
Do you think we can all fit?
That is the question. It says 20 people fit in an elevator.
Who's in?
We're going to 12. We're going to see how many of us fit in the elevator.
Slim.
If not, we'll meet us on 12.
Do this at the beginning of the
think
thing,
I'll meet
not
you
at
on
the
12.
end.
You'll meet us on 12. Okay.
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 I'll just breathe in. Okay? Don't breathe out, just breathe in.
Okay. Let's all wave hi.
So I've always wanted to see what maximum capacity is. We're 20. We're supposed to
20.
be able to get 20.
Yes, but that is.
There's a weight limit also.
I like to put it like this. I'm going to tell you something that's going to make you think. The lifeboats fit 150.
Oh,
Yeah. That was a fun joke.
Yes, I know, we talked about that.
We have room to
Get
fit,
one
we
back.
have room to fit 6,000 people in our lifeboats, and we only have 4,500 on board, so we're
That's
okay.
good. No, I'm not worried. That I don't worry.
It's okay.
I
So
never worry when I'm on a ship. Never.
what we're gonna do is we're gonna go in a big U-shaped pattern. We're gonna wait for the last two people that are coming. We're gonna have a big U-shaped pattern. What we're gonna be taking a picture of is the wall with the green and the white. We're gonna have HDR either on if all you have is on, but if you have auto, I want you to leave it on auto. What you will see is if it's set for auto, it's gonna flash a little yellow thing that says HDR right when you point it at that wall. So right when you point it at that wall, yep, auto, you have auto is what you want to be on. If you have the option for auto, because HDR, the reason you don't want to go on is it takes a significant amount more space on your device to take an HDR. So auto is the right way to do it. We're going to go this way. So we're just going to do a big U.
Take pictures of all the ladies.
Don't take pictures of all the people in the bathing suits. So as you pointed at that wall, it should. Yeah, you. Hey, brother. What's up? I'm in the middle of something right now. Can I give you a call back in a bit? Okay. Okay. So you notice when you point it to the wall? Oh, sorry. We'll let them by. It will say HDR. See, it says it for a second.
Yeah.
It's just showing you that it automatically identifies an HDR. I just want to show you what it does. You don't really need to take the picture. I just want to show you what it does. So we're just going to continue back to the elevators, and we're going to go back down to deck 6.
Is it illegal to take a picture of the artwork? Like the
So the answer to that question is something I will. The artwork around the ship is fine. You would have to ask the Park West people the other questions. So anything that's mounted that's part of the ship.
Yeah.
So we're taking a picture. Just point your camera towards that wall right there, and it should automatically identify as HDR. I just want you to see what it. You don't really need to take the picture. I just want you to see what it does. This is the only place you can trick it into auto HDR on the whole ship. I don't know why. I went and I figured this out a while ago. We're going to continue downstairs, back down to deck 6. Yep, just leave by the elevators. It should be lit up.
I said, if you go, well, see,
Yeah.
right now it's on auto, and I go that way, it.
No. Just try it like that. Unzoom. You're zoomed in.
Oh.
There we go. You see HDR right up there.
So it's
When you
gonna
zoom
take-
in, it won't HDR.
Oh.
Does that make sense? I just want you to see what it does when it's on auto. So we're. Yeah.
I've got a 6:30
That's
supper.
fine. That's fine.
I gotta go back down and grab that.
Yeah, well, we're
Can't
going.
wait
We're
for-
going down right now.
Oh, okay.
That's where you can follow us. Yeah, we're going down right now. We're going back down to 6. We're going to iLounge. Yep.
It's really interesting.
It's an interesting perspective.
You know what's interesting is we have been on the ship. This is our fourth
Uh-huh.
year in a row. Every time we come, the iLounge stuff is so different.
Well, that's because I'm probably here.
Well, yours is no, but even the first year we did, all the classes were free. Then
Yeah.
the next year they had like one free and they were charging. for
Yeah,
all of them.
so-
it changes every year.
Yeah.
You get different stuff.
You get different stuff, you get different people. What this is this is what is going to be rolled out. Why I'm taking this video is this, as I said, this is going to be rolled out. Everybody's going to be able to do their own derivation on this. We're
Yes.
not going to say what you have to do, but I want to show you have these options to do these different things. So we're going back to deck 6, and we're going to be pretty much done. I'm just going to look if there's any gadgets I need to show you. The apps that are there. Any of the apps that are there that don't have the stars are free apps. Download them, play with them. Anytime myself or Ron are in the iLounge, the iLounge network will be up. At 3 o'clock in the morning, it won't be up. But if you want to stop by, if you need to download any of those apps or anything, that's part of the class package as well. So you can download any of the apps. Yeah.
How is it uploading to Google Photos when I don't have internet?
It's not.
It is.
Well, because you had internet when you were in the iLounge. That iLounge internet does certain things. Yeah. It's not uploading. It's just putting it in Google Photos. It hasn't uploaded it there.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. Okay, we're going down to 6.
Yeah, I'll walk down.
Should I lie to you and say this elevator is a little bit bigger?
Yes.
Okay, this elevator's a little bit
Which
bigger.
knocks us out.
We should all be able to fit in this elevator.
Go ahead.
When, after class, will you, after 5, will you download
Yeah,
that?
yeah, that's fine.
Turning,
Yeah, right there.
yeah.
Okay.
What time is the best time?
That's as sucked in as I can get.
To get the apps, anytime we're there, so like Ron will be there from 7 until 9 tonight, yeah. Anytime we're there, we have that network live.
And then we just are into it, like
Yeah,
you were saying.
so you're already logged into iLounge, but it'll only work when we turn it on.
When you're on to
So I have an equivalent of the iLounge network in my cabin, and Ron has an equivalent in his cabin. So what we have is me and Ron have 2 unlimited accounts that we use, but we only use them in there when we're in there. If that makes sense.
Exactly.
So we're gonna go back towards the iLounge. We're gonna gather all of our stuff, and I'm gonna show you 2 pictures on the screen because I want to show you 2 interesting pictures. So we're gonna go back towards the iLounge, which is that way.
Can you explain how come it shows up in Google, but not there?
We're gonna. So here's the answer to your question. That's what the entire class is about. The entire Google Photos class, which is our next one on the next C day.
The next C day. So
The
it's
next
gonna be
C day
like
at 3:30.
So it'd be good if we got the app before the class.
The Google Photos, yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter before, after. It doesn't really matter because here's the thing. What I do is I delete the app on my iPad and I put it fresh so you can see what it would be like installing the app empty. If you have some time between now and the next C day, yeah, grab the app. You have a Gmail account?
Yeah, but I have an iPad.
You want to put it on everything. You want to put it on everything you have. We're going to show you how to put it on a computer. If you have your computer at home, we're going to show you the whole process.
So shouldn't the app, if it's on the phone, automatically go to the iPad?
If they're both connected to the internet, yes.
Okay.
It will show in your purchased apps, but I'm going to show one more. I want to show you the picture from the ice bar to finish up today. And we're going to go back to anything else that's on the sheet. We'll look at another day. But I'm going to use my Google Photos to show you that picture. This way, this way. Yep.
Do you know if they're coming out with a new small phone?
We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that. Let us finish right here. Yeah, you can get your stuff that Ron's holding for you.
Here's your phone back before I forget.
Oh, perfect. I want to show one last thing on the screen. All right, perfect. One last thing on the screen here. Ice bar.
No, ballpark price. The projector.
A ballpark price of $300. Okay. It's not that bad. Let me show you one last thing on the screen, and then we'll be good to go.
See, I have a great tripod.
I'm just going to show one thing on the screen real quick, and then we'll
I don't find the other. I need it, but I need it.
It's being stupid with me. Okay, here we go. So the last thing I wanted to show you today is actually this. Let me see if I have it. Where's my ice bar pictures?
Now I'm gonna get friendly with it.
I don't have my ice bar pictures.
Oh.
So I was just going to show you that one thing that I backlit. The problem is I'm using Google Photos and I took far too many pictures. So I might have, let me try that one more time. I-C-E-B-A-R. Yeah, but I've been to ice bars like 4 times. Here we go. Here we go. Let me show you that picture that I told you about. This is the one that I came up with that concept. And yes, someone took it the wrong way, but that's taken the right way. Now, if you were to have used a flash in here, what would have happened to the entire back of that shot?
Washed out.
Would have gotten washed out. So I had an iPhone sitting in my hand, pointed towards me, lighting up my face, and that's how you make that shot work, which is a very, very difficult shot. I want to very quickly make sure that there's nothing that I didn't show you. Now, the Mevo live broadcast camera, I'm going to give you a full demo of how it works at a later class, because I can't really show it while it's recording right now. But everything else we've talked about, which is quite cool. So everything else we've talked about, any of the free apps, feel free to come and download on the iLounge network whenever we happen to be around. Just check the staffed hours. Elsewise, the next time we meet officially will be for the Google Photos class. Now, I want you to understand something about the Google Photos class. There is a small Google Photos class that is only designed for 20 people in here. It's designed for us 20 people. That is my favorite Google Photos class. It's okay. It's my favorite Google Photos class. You will see one in Central. I teach this one first, and if you would like to come to Central, you're welcome to come to Central because that will reinforce what we learn in here. That's why I make sure you get Google Photos before everybody else so you have the opportunity to see it again. I do take a broader look in Central, and I will go a little further in Central because here's the important thing. What we do in here, we are using my personal photos library. So we're not going to be destructive and delete or destroy or edit anything. In Central, I am the only one in the driver's seat. Therefore, I can break things. Does that make sense there? So I can break things. So you're going to have a hands-on experience on the computers. It is not super important that you already have Google Photos installed on your device, but if you do, you can. So if you want to stop on by, so that's going to be the next one. And then the last 2 C days, we're going to be doing tips and we're going to be doing apps. So we're going to be doing advanced smartphone tips and advanced smartphone apps. A lot of these apps, I'll tell you the best one to get. Let me show you one last app before I show any. I want to show this one. Camera 51 is the last thing I want to show today, and then we'll be done. Remember how we were talking about the rule of thirds? We're talking about how you lay people out. This app does that for you. So what I do is when I put this right here, let's see, it shows me where to move the phone.
Oh, like that.
That's on your list. It's called Camera 51.
It tells you to put it where that
Yes, so you see I'm moving it exactly where it wants
So
me to
in
move.
that other class, are you gonna explain
I'm
what
gonna
these different
download
apps
some
are?
of these.
So the answer is,
So what was that
the
app?
free apps,
Yeah.
just download. There's no harm there. I'll show you the paid ones in another class.
What was that app?
That's Camera 51. It's already on there. It's up in the apps. So what you've got, Camera 51.
That's an app?
That's an app. So these are apps, these are gadgets. Here's the nice thing. At any time you see me, I have all of these apps on my phone. I'm not always carrying all of the gadgets. So I wanted to make sure we got through all the gadgets today, which I think we did. Because, yes, other than the Mevo, which I'll bring with me another time, we've gone through everything else on there. Cool. That's it for today. I'll see you at other times before then, because we've got other classes. But the next class is on the next C day at 3:30 in
So we can stay here and download some of these?
You can stay down for a couple minutes if you want.
Just one question, can you remind us when the 8 o'clock class